Since we're talking about India's problems, here's another one, Pakistan. And guess who's turning out to be a problem for Pakistan? The Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan. Over the weekend, members of the Taliban Special Forces removed barbed wires placed by Pakistan at the Durand Line. The Pakistan army thought it could extend its boundaries now that the Taliban is in power. Well, it turns out it was a mistake. Not only was the fencing dismantled, the Taliban also raised slogans that call for death to Pakistan. Back in Islamabad, even before the Pakistan army could make sense of what had happened, it suffered another embarrassment. The Supreme Court of Pakistan accused the army, the Air Force rather, of building a shopping mall on defense land, and then lying that the mall was in fact a defense institute, even if it did not look like one. Now, we wanted to discuss all of these stories in detail, but we were spoiled for choice today because there was another story from Pakistan that was far more compelling. A story on how the entire Pakistani establishment survives by peddling lies. Some lies are aimed at saving their own image, but most of them are aimed at triggering unrest in India. Here's a report.
Pakistan's keyboard warriors have been hit by a thunderbolt. 20 YouTube channels and 2 websites with a combined subscriber base of 35 lakh people will no longer be available in India. They've been banned by India's INB ministry. The question is why? The answer is their content. These accounts were amassing thousands of views by peddling misinformation against India, by fake reports that were both outrageous and laughable. Here are some of them. North Korea leader Kim Jong-un sent his army in Ayodhya. Views 3 million. Indian army chief took Modi to Indian Supreme Court. Views 2 million. Joe Biden and Erdogan going to enter troops in Kashmir. Views 87,000. Saudi Arabia cut Indian petroleum supply. America imposed sanctions on Rajnath Singh. These stories blur the lines between fantasy and idiocy. Comic fiction would be an apt word to describe them, yet they weren't so for those viewing. For many gullible people who don't believe in cross-verification, these stories seemed like the gospel truth. Why? Because they were being uploaded by verified handles. Handles run by Pakistani influencers and news anchors. Let's name and shame a few of them. Junaid Halim Official, Tayyab Hanif, Zain Ali Official, Mohsin Rajput Official, Kaniz Fatima, Sadaf Durrani, Mian Imran Ahmad, Najam ul Hassan Bajwa. All these YouTube handles are now banned in India. They were all part of a sophisticated anti-India network. From Shaheen Bagh to farmers' protest, from Article 370 to the Ram Mandir, from the Indian army to Indian minorities, these channels peddled lies on almost every issue in India. Their videos got combined views of at least 55 crores. That's 550 million. 50 million more than a loan Pakistan borrowed from the IMF earlier this year. If only propaganda could fetch such money for Pakistan, and for Pakistan's keyboard warriors and hashtag merchants, who treat spreading fake news as activism. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.